Well, good day, tubes. How's you hanging? Pretty good here, pretty good here. So my stepfather was given this Stihl FS80 older girl for free. And it hasn't had many hours. I can kind of sort of tell because there isn't much shrapnel-y crap on the thingy there, right? She's had a bit of use, but I did a bit with it to try it out, and yeah. So anyways, she's an older unit. I think the thing did more sitting than using for sure, and it's got a couple of problems now. Apparently it was serviced at a dealership, but it still runs like a bag of crap. So anyways, we're gonna fire it up, see what it's doing here. I got lots and lots of stuff I can trim if it'll actually run, but unfortunately I do think it needs a metering diaphragm, so I have a kit for this guy here. We have to put in them. That part there will have gone hard just from sitting. That's the hard on it. The ethanol and the gas now is just garbage, right? So an FS80 has running problems. The only reason I kind of know it's got running problems is it'll start, you turn the choke off, and it just kind of won't speed up. The only way it'll speed up is if you put more choke on. So you start it, turn the choke off, it'll blah blah. Well, we'll see. Let's fire it up here. Alright, FS80. I don't know how old this one is. I've never had one like this. I've had an 85, not an FS80. So, still says made in USA. So that's kind of sweet. But let's fire it up here and see what's going to happen. So we're going to do our lock the throttle on. Turn the choke right on. Give it some priming. Seems like the fuel filter is good because it's priming nice. So let's put you up a little bit and see what happens here. I need to start now. Warmed up a little bit so it'll actually do something, but the idle circuit seems good, but I think the high speed has got some problems with the diaphragm. Actually seems better today than it did the other day, so it's still got a little bit of a problem, but I'm just going to try to pop the air filter out of here and see if it makes any difference. Sometimes if they're just a little bunged up, it'll have problems too. It's a little bit hairy looking bunged up there, but could have an air problem too if that filter was junk. having that problem accelerating still, but I'll do it now with a little bit of choke on. You'll see it'll be almost perfect. So that's what's leading me to think that the diaphragm's gone bad in it. So that was all choke right off. So we'll do a little bit of more choke on here. And these are pretty cool how the chokes are on these guys. They have this little thing that just kind of goes down and closes off the gap there. So I'm just going to probably put it down to about there, and then it'll probably run perfect. Because it's drawing more gas out of there then, which is making it compensate, right? Definitely having some problems, so we're going to pop the carburetor apart on this, and I'm going to take it inside and disassemble it inside, and then at my house there, and then put it through the ultrasonic cleaner. I think that would definitely help it. But this is a different kind of carburetor. Let's just get her inside here on the little table, and we'll do the main disassembly. It's only a single needle carburetor, so it seems kind of weird to me, but anyways, get her inside here. Alright, I believe I do have everything I should need. We're just going to take this top cover off first. These nuts that hold the carburetor on are really, really tight. So it makes it kind of tricky to get them off. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the right socket here for that. I might be able to get it, it might be too tight. I'll show you that in a second here. I'm pretty sure there's only the two. Okay, so that cover is off. Yeah, so let's come around here. So the one's okay, if I remember right, and I think they're smaller than a 10. Can't exactly remember the exact size of them. 8 mil, and that one is the tight one. Let's see what we can do here. Get in here. Not, of course, this thing's hot. Oops, sorry, my bad. That one's not too bad. This one is the tight one. It's so close to the plastic stuff here. You need like a really skinnier socket than that guy. Well, there we go. Very tight tolerances on these things. So yeah, single needle, and apparently it's only a low speed adjustment, which I still think is really strange. But low speed adjuster, and it's a fixed high speed. So that one, and there we go. She's ready to come off. So we got to get our throttle off, which is over this other side here. And it's something different too. It's like a cable, then it goes all the way down to the recoil here, and it mounts to like a little eye guy there on the recoil. It's a little different, I thought. There, that's off. Yeah, and it's just like this little nub thing here that hooks into the carburetor thing there. So that was kind of strange. So we got to get fuel lines off here next. Now when he brought it to me, I could smell the fuel in the tank, and it smelled like that stuff you can get pre-mixed in the can. That stuff is horrible, I'm going to tell you now. I do not like it. I have tried some of it, and I do not like that pre-mixed stuff in the can. It is not nice stuff. Yeah, it's nice that it's pre-mixed and good to go, sure. Oh, that's on there good. But it smells really bad when it's burning. It's got like I don't know, it burns my eyes. Oh, come on. It burns my eyes. Oh, which that can't be a good thing. It's burning your eyeballs off. It burns through the tank faster, which you're filling it up more constantly. And you know, it's not cheap stuff here anyways. It's like, oh, 12 bucks a can for like a liter of it. 2 liters, not quite 2 liters, but okay, so what are we still holding up on here? There we go, we are free. So, everything's looking pretty good there. I wouldn't mind, just for fun, to pop the plug out and have a look in there too. Just to double make sure she's good. Apparently, like I say, it was serviced. Well, it's a pretty good looking plug. I'm not too concerned about that. The only other thing I'm thinking it could be is a blocked exhaust port on the muffler side here. We could pop that off. There is, I'm trying to remember, I think 3 bolts to hold the muffler on here, so maybe we'll pop that side up too, just to have a quick look in. So we got 3 bolts there. There's one buried inside here. Probably still pretty warm. That's what I like about the Stihl product. Pretty much all the same Torx head bolt for everything. They're kind of universal with everything, which is kind of nice. Well, it's not too hot there. She's a little rusty, so I don't imagine this would be the problem, although it could be a partially blocked port, but I don't really believe there's a lot of hours on this machine. Huh? Where's the screw? Throw one in there. We're missing a screw. No, she's just blocked up with gooey stuff. There we go. There's a great big huge gasket here that comes off as well. Must have been one of those mud wasp things, made a little nest in there. Okay, we are free. Cleaned out of there. That doesn't have to come right off. We just want to look inside the port here and see what we see in here. Okay, I'm not thinking there's any problem with that. It's got a little bit of skime on it there, but it's not terrible bad, like it's not plugged right up. Where's my light? Oh, I'll get a better view of that. So that is a potential problem sometimes. Some carbon buildup. That's not too bad though. I can probably clean that out there. The piston on that side part of it looks pretty good, so that could be another problem too. If it's got a stuck ring, it'll have low compression and it won't run right either. So, but that seemed to have pretty decent compression, so I'm not too worried with that. So I got a little towel in there. I just squirted a bit of gas in from the primer here. That'll kind of help maybe loosen up that carbony crap a little bit. Warshy that around a little bit. You don't want to scratch anything too hard in there. You want it to be fairly smooth. But. Yeah, there's a bit of crud in there, you know. That's sometimes from too much, a little bit too much oil in your gas, but it's better to have a little bit too much than not enough, right? Oh, you went out of focus. That's not good. Probably because my hand was on the way. Sorry. It's not terrible bad in there now. It's still a little bit in there, but... This is a dull screwdriver, so it's not really gouging stuff. Good old carbon, it's hard to break it up, you know. Well, you guys got a way better view than I've got. I can hardly see it. Like dental work, right? Gotta go to the dentist and get your face drilled out and pay him $1,000. Soak that a little more. Where'd my soaker towel go? Uh-oh, I lost it. So this has had a little bit of use, I guess, but not, I don't think, tremendous amount. Anyways, I'll keep working at that for a few more minutes. See if I can get it a little bit cleaner. Okay, I think everything's okay in there, except I got a little bit of a sneaking suspicion that it's got a ring problem. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this too easily or not, but when I was pulling it here, need better light. Let's see if I can set that up, but you probably still won't be able to see it. No. Ah, darn it. Darn it. Well, that's the side I want to look at anyways, but it seemed to have a lot of leak bast. See the bubbles in there? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it didn't seem kind of too good to me. Like, I know they're not 100% perfect, but for holding back compression, but Seems like it's got pretty good compression though, so I guess we'll continue on with it. So I would say this thing has fairly decent compression still. I just did the thumb compression test, if you know what I mean. Let's give this a little clean here. So you just put your finger over it and then you just leave a little gap and you pull it like you're starting it. If that didn't have much compression, you wouldn't get anything. It'd be more like, right, and leave more gap there. If you put your finger right over it, I can't even hold it back. So I'm thinking that's not the problem at all. So we're gonna go inside, tear down this carburetor, put her in the bath, let her soak some nice soapy water. Okay, so while this is going, we're going to take the carburetor apart, but we'll get her heating. It'll take a few minutes. It's cold water, so could start with hot water, but that's boring. So we'll lay a couple of towels here, and we'll start this assembly. Okay, woo, chair. Hopefully I don't forget how this goes back together, but that is part of the reason why I am recording this. Okay. I've done quite a few of these, but I get confused with them, so I'm probably just going to take a few pictures and stuff, you know. Then I won't forget. Okay, so yeah, single needle carburetor, and it's just a low speed, which is weird. So I've never seen too many of these ones like this, but probably don't need to take the primer off, but I'm going to eliminate any factors. I'm also feeling how tight screws are here, because you know that could be a problem too if someone has had this apart. Could be an air leak problem. It sucks air in, it's not going to suck fuel in, right? So those two could go with those two. So far everything's looking pretty good. That one was nice and tight. That one was nice and tight. I'm just going to do some more pictures. It's easy to delete a picture, but it's hard to remember where everything goes again. Okay, so that is our, whoop, 2 pictures there. That's our little diaphragm pump there. Yeah, it doesn't feel bad, really. Doesn't feel bad at all. It's not super stiff, but I think we'll do it in here anyways. So okay, let's take the other part off. Whoa, take this side off. I'm expecting to see it. Oh, they didn't. Oh no, the screen's in there. Sometimes their screen's popped out of there, but okay, seems all right. Seems all right. I'm gonna probably take this all apart too, and I hate putting these back together. My fingers do not work small like this much anymore. It's all right coming apart. Putting her back together, it sucks. But the kit comes with all this stuff, so. So that's where your fuel comes in there, and it's done by the impulses of the engine, which make this thing go like a drum skin in and out like this, right? From the impulses of the engine. So when the piston's going one way, it's sucking fuel in, and then it pressurizes the other way, and it pressurizes back into the carburetor. So this is like a little needle valve, so it doesn't flood itself out. So that needs to be replaced, and then this spring is really hard to get back in. Little tiny spring there. Now there's Welsh plugs and stuff in here, but I was always told don't take them apart because they're glued in. Those would be for different apparatuses, applications kind of thing. Probably should take this needle out and just count how many times to bottom it out, and then we'll reset it and then we put it back together. So we're gonna say that's half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half. So we got 3.5 and a little bit more. Okay, that's not too bad. At least I think it was 3.5. I'll watch the video again. Seemed to idle fine, so I think that circuit's good. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I keep catching something on the table here. That's really annoying. I don't believe it comes with that base gasket, so I'm probably just going to leave that on there. Yeah, I don't think it comes with that base gasket. So there's a bunch of Welsh plugs and stuff here that we won't reuse. So there's that big long one there. So we have the big long one here, and then that's the only one in here. So alright, now I've got a screw there too, and I'm not 100% sure what that one's for. Is it just bottom? It's probably just a blocking screw. It's bottomed right out, so. What we got behind door number 1? Oh, that's your main jet. Okay, that makes sense. So that needs to come out and get cleaned. That could be the circuit that's got a problem in it. Tiny little passages. It doesn't take much to bung these things up. And there is a tiny, 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 tiny little that could be what's wrong, is this thing's bunged up. It's got an A11 stamped on it. That's interesting. Well, I'll put it in for a soak. Might be a little check valve in that or something. Okay. That'll work. And we'll put that in the drink too. This little circlip, if you take that out, you could take your throttle plate and stuff off, but I'm not going to bother with that. That can all stay there. Base gasket should stay stuck onto there, but yeah. So many tiny little passages, but we'll get it all soaking in here for a while. And we'll get some soap in there too. I don't really need to put the screws in, I guess, but they could probably actually stay in the plastics. I think they'll be alright in the plastics. Yeah, this part here is probably fine. There's another Welsh plug in there. I think that should be alright. Maybe I'll just try to leave these in here. Okay, and this piece here doesn't look bad at all. I don't think it's been that long since someone has been in here and serviced this, because those came off fairly easy. So I'll give her another shot here. I'm kind of concerned about this main jet though. It's like it's bunged right off. That's really weird. I don't know. A few more minutes so until our water's good to go here, and we'll get everything into the drink. This stuff here doesn't need to go in though, because this gets all replaced. This gets used again. The primary bulb looks pretty good. I think I'll just drive on with that. Screws for that. That can go in. That needle can go in. This can go in. This guy can go in, and then the main carburetor can go in. I think that's really all that we have to clean out of this thing. Overall, it looks not too bad. So, all right. But yeah, this guy doesn't look that bad. So I'm not too sure what to say about that. Weird. I won't really be able to show you this, guys, but this main jet here has a little check valve ball thingy in it. Let me see if I can get you zoomed in on something here. So if I can get this right here, it's got this little, missed it, little check ball valve guy in there. So I guess when it's pulsing it, or maybe when you're hauling on it, it actually sucks the fuel through this circuit. That's all it gets, you know. So I think that's all right. But we'll still put it in the drink here. Okay, we're slowly getting up to temp here. It's taking a while though because it was cold water. So I'm just going to right now put a bit of soapy in it. That's enough. And we'll let her do her thing. You can actually see it's already like moving that soap around a bit. That's kind of cool. And I'll wait for a few minutes to put that stuff in. Once we hit the go button though, she'll mix up pretty good. So a few more minutes. Let me just reset it here so we go again. We'll do a long clean. Whoop, I passed her again. 480. That's all I can do. So, okay. Let's wait till she heats up.